Hello, friends. Welcome to another Thoughtful Tuesday with me, Rohini. And the topic that we are going to discuss today is how to create hope when you see darkness all around you. So, please stay up to the end of this video, my dear friends, because today I'm going to share with you a very powerful story. The story of Arunima Sinha, the first Indian female amputee to climb Mount Everest. What a feat, isn't it? She was traveling from Lucknow to Delhi on a train. Some people, some guys, tried to snatch her gold chain, and because she put up a fight, out of the moving train, they pushed her out on the tracks. She hit another train which was passing by and fell right in the middle of the tracks. One of her foot was broken. All night she lay screaming on that railway track, crying for help. In the end, she lost her eyesight. The rats started coming over. The rats that we see scurrying on the railway tracks? Yes, the same. They started coming over to her and started eating off her leg. She could only feel the vibrations of the trains moving around her. In the morning, she was carried to a hospital where the doctors were discussing that they did not have the facility of giving her anesthesia. She told the doctors, she heard the doctors conversing, and she said, I have stayed all night on the railway track going through this ordeal. Please do not wait for anesthesia. Just amputate it. You are doing it for my own good. Can you imagine the courage of this young girl? When she was moved to a better hospital, AIMS, because she was a national player, and she started getting better treatment, all this girl gets to hear is a girl who is lying down in the hospital bed with absolute feeling of hopelessness, lot of self-doubt. She doesn't know whether she's going to play tomorrow. Forget playing. She knows one of her legs is amputated. The other one has a rod in it. And she doesn't know whether she will be able to even sit up because she has fractures in her spine as well. And then she reads the rumors in the newspapers that she had gone to commit suicide. Some news report said she was traveling without ticket, and she jumped off the train to avoid the ticket checker. And this girl, coming from a middle class background, did not know how to respond to this because her voice, her family's voice, was not being heard. And in that moment, sitting in that bed, laying down in that bed, she decided to herself that after all this, if I am still alive, I am meant to do great things. And in that moment, she decided to climb Mount Everest, my friends, none less. Can you imagine the courage of this girl? Can you imagine yourself in this situation, lying in a hospital bed, people spreading malicious rumors about you, your life a huge question mark? One moment you were an aspiring sports person, and the other moment your future looks bleak. If this is not a classic case of hopelessness, the quote unquote hopeless situation, then what is, my dear friends? But this girl, in that moment, decided that if she was still alive, she was meant to do great things. And in that moment, she decided to climb Mount Everest. And to get guidance, she went to the best, Machendrapal. And this lady, apart from her own family members, was the first one to instill that confidence in her. She said, Arunima, with one leg amputated. In this condition, if you have thought about climbing the Mount Everest in your own head, you already have. Why did I share this story with you? My dear friends, how many times are we caught in seemingly hopeless situations? No jobs, really bad family circumstances, no financial support, no emotional support. Sometimes the whole world against us. Sometimes we are all caught up in some illness, caught up in some limiting existence, and we really don't know what to do in these circumstances. How can we overcome this situation? We are simply at loss. And this story of Arunima Sinha truly inspired me, and I thought I must share this with you, my friends, today. So in this story, when she is in this situation, did she behave like a victim or a victor? Did she have a choice? What crazy woman, what crazy young woman to even think of climbing Mount Everest in such a condition? But, my dear friends, it is only that spirit that got her to climb Mount Everest. I urge all of you to definitely check Arunima's story in her own words. And I bet, no matter what your situation, you will get off that victim mentality and make some advances in the opposite direction. And that is the intention of sharing Arunima's story with you today, my dear friends. So, how do we get hope out of hopelessness? So, let us understand it. There are so many DIY things we learned during this lockdown period, right? Do it yourself. Let this do it ourselves too. Creating hope is an absolute DIY exercise, my dear friends. So, first and foremost, accept where you are. Take a stock of your situation. Okay, this is my situation, whatever your situation is. In Arunama's case, she took a stock of her situation. One rod in one leg amputated, fractures in the spine. Rumors defaming her. And she made a decision to do something which was unthought of, unimaginable, really crossing every boundary that she could ever think about. So, when we take a stock of where we are, and in that moment, my dear friends, the second point is first, when you take a stock and accept your situation. Second could be a natural progression. Why me? Now, why me is a question. You can ask from fear, from pity, or you can ask from the place of power. Arunima asked this question to herself from the place of power. Why me? If I am alive today, then I am meant to do greater things. Or you can be, why me? So, which why me are you going to be on the side of, my dear friends? Tony Robbins says, if you ask lousy questions, you get lousy answers. If you ask powerful questions, you get powerful answers, my dear friends. So always ask yourself powerful questions. So if you're going to ask why me, come from the place of power. Why me? Why am I in this situation? Because you are meant to change the course of your life and encourage many more. So ask that why me question from a place of absolute power. The third point, make a choice. Make a choice of what is it that you want. Like Arunima decided to climb Mount Everest. Make a choice of what kind of life do you want. What life do you foresee for yourself? No matter what your present circumstances, what do you see for yourself in your future? Make a choice. The fourth point, get help and be willing to learn. She went to Machindrapal, the best, sought her help, really sought mentorship from this amazing woman. And what mentor could refuse a mentee with such an amazing spirit? So please be willing to learn. And the last step is the most natural, the most logical step is start taking steps towards it. Action. Start with one small action step. My dear friends, doing anything in our life is not rocket science. It all boils down to common sense and very, very simple steps. But unfortunately, common sense, my dear friends, is not so common these days, is it? We want to complicate things unnecessarily. Things are very simple. Let us keep them simple instead of complicating, overthinking, overcomplicating. Everything boils down to the decisions that we make in our own head. The day in the bed that Arunima decided that she wanted to climb Mount Everest, she had, my friends. She had won the battle. And the circumstances, her story of how she climbed the Mount Everest and came back alive, is something I urge each of you to check out and hear. If you are in a hopeless place today, my friends, it is a humble request to you. Instead of wallowing in self pity, please listen to the stories of people who have overcome the most pathetic situations, the most challenging situations, situations perhaps more challenging than you. Draw inspiration from there and become the architect and the designer. These are not mere words, my dear friends. You can be the architect, you can be the designer of your life. And actually, it is only you who can do it. No matter how much support people around you give, but unless and until you choose to change your life, no one else can do it for you, my dear friends. Only you will have to swallow your own food. You will have to chew your own food. People can put it in your mouth, but the rest of the process is your choice, is what you do. So today I want to ask you, on this Thoughtful Tuesday, what do you choose to do if you are in a hopeless situation today? Are you going to be the victor or are you going to play the victim card? Rest if you need to, but please do not stop. And please never give up on your own self. You, my dear friends, if you are still there, if you are still breathing, you still have to write your own story. Please write the best script for yourself and please be the best actor in your own film. Thank you so much. This is what I wanted to share with you in today's Thoughtful Tuesdays. I hope it is a little food for your thought. If you like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you still haven't. So I have divided 3 days of my videos. One is Thoughtful Tuesdays, Gehen Guruvar, which is a video in Hindi, and on Saturdays we have Subconscious Saturday, where we discuss the power of our subconscious mind. On Tuesdays, either we discuss a thought-provoking topic, or at present, I'm answering all your questions, the questions that have come from all of you. And this was one of the question that, yes, there is great talk about a lot of things, but what do you do when you are in such a hopeless situation? I hope this has been of some value to you. I have several videos on this channel. There are a couple of a few playlists. You can check them out. I also have guided meditations. If you need help to calm yourself down, please do check them out. And definitely, my dear friends, start your days with positive affirmations. It will definitely help you. And meditation, I cannot stress more about meditation, the power of meditation. So I hope you like this. Until we meet again, please keep shining with loads of love and a sprinkle of stardust. Rohini.